Hi, welcome to the Rittner Floral School in Boston, Mass. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner, and it's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. We've got a neat little program planned for you. I think you're going to really enjoy it, and I think you're going to find the subject really interesting. What we are going to be talking about today are floral purses. Yes, that's right, floral purses. Now this is an interesting idea, and I think it's an idea whose time has come. The concept of making purses using flowers or floral products. Now you may wonder to yourself, myself, why would we be interested in making purses using floral products? Well, the answer is they could be used as novelties, they could be used as table centerpieces, because these things can be made on one side or they could be made all the way around. It could be used for showers, it could be used as an office gift. It's an interesting idea, and it's something we're starting to see showing up, and we like it. We think it's great. Now, we're showing you here in this video two different approaches to floral purses, and these approaches are a little bit different, and each one has merit in its own right. The first thing that we'd like to show you is a rather interesting concept. This is a floral purse made from foam. This is provided by the people at Smithers Oasis, who make all kinds of neat things. And notice what they've done here for us. They've actually created a shape that is in the shape of a purse. It's kind of neat. It's pure foam here. And they even have a little guard on the bottom, so it's almost like something to protect the base from whatever table or whatever you put on it. So it's kind of a nice feature. And we can soak this thing, and we can do all kinds of things in it. Let me show you an example, folks, of something using this particular approach to floral purses. I think you'll find it interesting. The advantage of the product that is provided by the Smithers Oasis Company is that the Oasis product allows you to essentially put flowers, foliage, moss, whatever, right into the side of the foam. In other words, we can place, once this is saturated, we could put moss on it, we could put leaves on it, we could put foliage on it, whatever, put flowers directly into it. And in this particular example, we've done just that. In other words, we've got a row of our daisy palms, we've got some carnations, we've got some hydrangea, some roses, some thistles worked in here, and to come up with the handle, you have all kinds of different options. In this particular case, we're using some of our willow to simulate a handle. These are really cool, and they allow an enormous amount of creativity. And I got to hand it to the great folks at Oasis for coming up with interesting products like this. It really enables us to do so many different things. That's one approach that we can follow when we're doing flower purses. Simply using a great container or a base created using foam and place our flowers in it. Now there's a second approach that we can use when we're approaching this concept of flower purses, and it is a very, very neat one as well. In this approach, we actually have a container. And the container is a container that has a liner in it. It's got a plastic liner. It's a very solid container, and notice it's totally covered with moss. This particular product is a very, very cool product, and it's available through the folks at Supermoss. Now normally we think of Supermoss as the folks who make available a wide range of different moss products. Things like Spanish moss. Here is some amazing reindeer moss that the folks at Supermoss produce. And of course, the folks at Supermoss have also things like their sheet moss, which we love. I mean, they've got all kinds of moss products available for us. But they've started recently to get involved in terms of different containers and bases that also incorporate moss into it. And I think that the purses with the liner built in make a very, very interesting kind of base to do some of these flower purses on. And just to give you an idea, here are a couple of examples of it. Look at this. It essentially incorporates the purse idea, but it incorporates it as a container. And it gives a really, really cool effect. Now in this particular one, notice that we have hydrangea, we have some roses, we have some of our dendrobium orchids, we have a couple of lilies, courtesy of Riccardi Wholesale. We have some thistle, also courtesy of Riccardi Wholesale, some Monte Cassino and some zinnia. it's a nice little design incorporating this amazing product made by the folks at Supermoss. These containers come in different sizes, and in fact we can get them small, medium, and large, and I think that that also adds a lot to this particular kind of thing. The concept of being able to come up with floral purses that go from smaller to bigger is very, very cool. And you can see here's a second example of floral purse, and in this particular one, a rather wild combination of materials. Of course, more standard materials like our rose, our mini sunflower, and some of our little green palms. The green palms are courtesy of the Riccardi Wholesale Company. We also have included some zinnias and a wide range of things from berries to other kinds of items that we found in a consumer pack of mixed flowers. So I think you can see the possibilities in terms of coming up with different designs using this concept of the floral purse really is very, very neat. And we can do all kinds of neat things using these products. We're showing you a few ideas of things that we've made, but why don't we actually do one in front of you so that you can actually get a sense of doing one of these things, because they're really, really quick and easy to do. And that's another thing that we like about these products. Anything that's quick and easy, as far as we're concerned, is great. And we're going to start off on our floral purse with some leucadendron. Leucadendron is a neat material. The leucadendron gives a very exotic, tropical kind of feel to just about any design that you use it in. The leucadendron that we're using is courtesy of Riccardi Wholesale in Boston, and we thank them for making this stuff available to us. And we're using it to create an interesting outline on our design. And as you can see, these kinds of designs, I think the neat thing about the floral purse is the novelty factor, but also these things are quick and easy. You can come up with some great effects on these and do it relatively fast because the products just enable us in so many ways. These are the kinds of designs that practically make themselves. And let's add a few more things to our design. We've got some mini sunflowers in. These things are big, they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. And so with a couple of mini sunflowers, we can take them, add them to our design, and notice how they fill space very, very quickly in our arrangement. And to add another touch of class and interest to our design, let's add some of our hydrangea. The green hydrangea is coming in so well at this time of the year. So we're going to add some green hydrangea. Notice how that fills it up so very, very fast, quick and easy. Now, just because we're doing a novelty kind of design and we're doing something that's a little bit on the chi-chi side, doesn't mean to say we have to stick with just chi-chi flowers. We can play with mixtures, and sometimes mixing some of the workhorse materials along with our a little bit more way out or prestigious materials can be very, very good. And so let's take a couple of carnations, just simply a couple of red carnations, and work them into our mix. And so notice that I'm taking several, working it in here. Notice how that fills it, creates contrast. It really, really gives us a very, very pretty effect. We can also go to some of our standards like our roses. And so I'm going to take a rose and I'm going to tuck it in right here, tuck one in rather deep. And I'm going to take another rose, place it over here so that we have another rose coming in over towards the front of our design. Notice how fast this is coming together. Now I'm doing this obviously as a one-sided piece. It does have a front side and it does have a back side, but I think you can see the possibilities here. I'm doing this, I'm taking my time, I'm having fun, throwing a few flowers in here, and notice how quickly and easily this is coming together. I'm going to add a little bit more of our leucadendron, piece over here, maybe another piece over here like so. These things are wonderful novelty items. They're going to attract a lot of attention. And I think when you start showing some of these things around, you're definitely going to get a lot of reaction from folks when they see that you can do these kinds of very, very neat designs. I'm going to take another one of my roses, place it over here. Let me just cut this down a little bit and put this right in over here. Notice that my flowers themselves are doing a great job in terms of covering mechanics. For a little accent, let's take some berries, and I'm going to work some berries. You never can go wrong with berries. And those of you who've been watching our various video productions have noticed that we like berries here at Rittner's, and we often will use some of these berried materials to come up with interesting effects. They add great contrast, and they work so well in our designing. And so we're going to work a few little berries into our design, which I think adds a lot. Of course, we also love branching materials too, and so we're going to take some of our curly willow and we're going to put a little touch of curly willow in here. It creates a little bit of contrast in terms of shape and so forth to come up with an interesting effect. And there you have it. There you have it, folks. A lovely design made in a purse container. It's simple, it's quick, it's easy, and you can do so much with these things. And notice how quickly that came together. Now, my flowers in this case do cover most of the mechanics. However, if there are any spots that are bare that I need, I can always take some of my grape moss materials, courtesy from the folks at Super Moss, and just work it in very, very comfortably to cover mechanics. If I were doing this for actual use, I would hairpin them in so that they would stay very, very nicely for me. So what do you think, folks? An interesting concept. The concept of the floral purse. The concept of the floral purse. Floral purses, two ways that we've shown you in this brief video that you can come up with floral purses. One way is using this amazing tool that is produced by the folks at Oasis, and you can take this particular item, add things on the side, add an interesting handle, come up with something very, very neat. And a second way that we think is very, very cool and we think that you'll enjoy seeing happens to be this concept of taking floral purse containers made by the folks at Super Moss. These are absolutely amazing. They come in different sizes, different configurations, and they can add so much to your designing. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in a short time. It's been a pleasure having you come in and visit with us today. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner of the Rittner Floral School. On behalf of all of us here at Rittner's Floral School, we thank you for coming in, and we hope to see you again soon in more of our video series. Thank you.